Good morning. Good morning, cubies and newbies. Whoa. Good morning, cubies and newbies. I am Sunshine, and this is the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cubes. If you've just joined me, I was just going through all of the permutations for A and B. Formula A and B is a new method for solving the Rubik's Cubes. It works on every size Rubik's Cube exactly the same way, as long as it's n by n by n. 2 by 2, 3 by 2, 3 by 3 by 3, 10 by 10 by 10. Can all be solved with the A and B method, with the ABCube method, just using Formula A, Formula B. No parodies. Parodies are lies. We don't have to believe them. We can, with a single quarter slice turn of the cube, the parody disappears. So, Formula A, you hold the cube, look at the front of the cube as if it were a spreadsheet with rows and columns, and then the arrows on the formulas indicate the single slice that you're turning to apply that formula to that piece. I usually use it only for corners, which would uses the bottom row and the outside column, or the absolute center, which implies the center row and the center column. You apply it to the center, you get boxes. You apply it to the corners, to the outside bottom and right column, and it switches these corners around. It changes their position and rotates them as it does. And Formula B does everything else. Applied to the top and the outside columns, moves corners around. The top row and outside and inside column moves edges around. Top row and two inner columns moves centers around. And that's all you ever need to do for the ABCube, for solving any size Rubik's Cube. The only thing of note is what the cubing community calls a parody. And a parody is something, because the 3x3 was the original, the parody is something that can happen on a 4x4, but that you never saw on a 3x3. Parodies can also happen on a void cube, on a 3x3 void cube, for the exact same reason. It's because on a 3x3 we built around the center because the center couldn't move. That went out the window when we came up with larger cubes. So because we built around the center, we didn't get parodies, because a parody is caused by the center being 1/4 turn off and trying to solve it with the center not incorrectly placed. If the center is an odd number of turns from correct, you'll get a parody. If it's an even number of turns for correct, you will not. And so anytime you get a parody, whatever slice of the cube the parody is on, if you rotate the slice that touches that parody, like so, 1/4 turn either direction, and then solve again, the parody disappears. So that's the preliminary. Now let's play with the cube, huh? I've been kind of chaotic this week. Mostly, usually I do corners first, because every cube has the corners and they can all be done the exact same way. And on a 2x2, that means it's done, and on everything else, it means you've just dictated what colors each face is going to be. And then from there, I do edges, from there I do centers, and there you're done. Ha! But I've been distracted by my minks. So I've been playing with my minks and I haven't gotten my cubes done. So let's do the corners today. Finish the corners today. Okay, so this one is solved. I use it for demonstration, so I don't need to worry about that one. This one has the corners correct to each other. All four corners are correct to each other. I set up the center as also. This one, the four corners are correct to each other. So these eight corners are all happy. So let's do this one. I work with yellow first, but you can be color neutral. It doesn't matter. I find a cube that has I find a corner that has my color on it. I hold it with my cube with that corner under my left thumb. My left thumb will protect it and keep it safe. So because that's the cube I selected, all the rest of the cubes are going to match it, because that's how powerful I am. So this has yellow on top. I look at this one. Does this have a yellow on top? No. Does it have a yellow anywhere on this cubie? Yes. If the answer was no, I'd go down and look at this this cubie. Oh my goodness. Water. But if you care about the minks, I'm going to be playing with that Friday afternoon and maybe Saturday. So, this is my top. This one's correct. There's orange, yellow here. If there's not, I'd look here. But as long as there's a yellow in any one of these two places, two cubies, and you're ignoring the centers and edges, you're only the cube corners exist right now. So, formula A is going to bring that to the top. That's the bottom row in the right column. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. And yes, I can just muscle these up there, but the reason I'm not is because I'm solving the first four cubes the exact same way I solve the second four corners. First four corners, second four corners, so that the non-cuber, the newbie, does not have to learn two ways of doing things based on what the cube looks like. So, out, down, in, up. Yellow's on top. Slide the top row to protect it. My thumb is there guarding it. Yellow here or here. Formula A will bring it to the top. Okay, slide the top to protect it. This is the next corner to affect. There's no yellow here and there's no yellow here. So I rotate the bottom row by quarter turns until the answer is yes, because I need to have a yellow in one of these two to start. There it is. So formula A will bring it to the top. Keep going until it's on top. Keep going until it's on top. Keep going until it's on top. There we go. Okay, when your yellow is on top, or whatever color you want, when my yellow is on top on all four corners, the next step to do is to evaluate the cube. So because the corner has three colors, not just one, so we're checking the other sides to see if they match. So green does not equal orange, blue equals blue, red does not equal green. Now, when you're checking, one of three things has to happen because of the mechanics of the cube. We can't have it any other way. Either all of the corners will match to each other, like these two ones do, or none of them will match to each other, like these ones. Yellow does not equal white, orange does not equal red, so none of them. Or one side matches. If none of them matches, it doesn't matter which way you hold the cube as long as your yellow is still on top, and you do formula B and then A, and one side will match. But once you have one side that matches, that faces away from you. Formula B, top row, outside columns. Away, up, in, up, out, down, in, down. And then A brings the color back to the top again. Out, down, and up. Out, down, in, up. Yellow's on top. Slide it to protect it. Keep going. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. Yellow is correct. Move it out of the way. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. And as promised, now after B and A, the corners are now correct to each other. And so the first four corners are done. Now to do the second four corners, put the yellows face down, put your solved side face down. We're now going to abandon it, and it's going to take care of itself because formula A and B doesn't mess up, only affects the pieces I want it to affect. It doesn't mess up anything that's down below. So this will be perfectly safe. So you establish what color is opposite yellow, and on most cubes it's going to be white, and there is indeed a white on all four corners. But if it's a non-standardized color, then it's whatever color that all four of the cubes have in common, which will be a color that is not touching your base color, your bottom color. So white's my color. I'm trying to bring white to the top. If I had one on top, I would keep it, but I don't, so it doesn't matter. So formula A is going to bring, because I know there's a white on top here somewhere, formula A is going to bring it to the top. Boop. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. white is on the top. Slide it out of the way to protect it, keep it safe. And now continue with this corner. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. Slide it out of the way to protect. Nope, nope. Getting ahead of myself. White's not on top, so I have to keep going. I was muscle memorying instead of paying attention. Okay, white's on top. Slide it out of the way, keep going. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. Slide it out of the way, keep going. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. Keep going. There, and my white's on top. So when my corners are correct, when my corners have the same color on top, I check the sides. One, these match, these don't, these don't, these don't. So the matching goes away from you as your headlights as you're driving the car. And then we do Formula B, which is out, up, in, up, out, down, in, down. And then A brings the color back to the top again. We already know how to do A. Okay, slide it to protect it. Keep going. Slide it to protect it. Keep going. And white's on top. Check the corners. They are correct to each other. Check the top and bottom. They are correct to each other. So boom, the 2x2 is done. And all of the corners on whatever size cube you have are all done the exact same way. It doesn't matter whatever you do in the meantime. You can do layer by layer, whatever. When you get to the front corners, they can be done this way as well. So that was Monday. I was supposed to do corners on Monday. So Tuesdays, then we do the opposite. We start with the edges. We're kind of working outside in because the corners help keep me straight on where the edges are going to be placed. And when I start placing the centers, the edges kind of keep me straight on where the centers are going to be placed. So it makes sense for me. So because I've been looking at white and yellow, I'm going to keep looking for white and yellow. So I'm now going to start working on the opposite edges, which are, so I hold the cube, so yellow and white are left and right, as dictated by the colors on the corners. So yellow and white are left and right. Doesn't matter if it's this way or this way, as long as the yellow and white are left and right. And then I look in the middle area. Let me demonstrate once again what Formula B does. Formula B, haha, look at this. Formula B will you pick a piece, select a piece you'd like to affect, and we're going to apply Formula B to this piece. If I want it to go in this direction, this is my first up, and this is my second up. If I want it to go in this direction, this is my first up, this is my second up. So what's going to happen as I apply Formula B, away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down, is that it moved from here to here. And so I'm moving pieces from the middle area to the outside pieces. If I wanted it to go in this direction, it would go away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. So either way, you pick a piece to apply it to, and that is your second column, and the first column is wherever you want it to land. So let's do that for this. Yellow and white are left and right. So I'm looking for yellow and white. Here's one. Boom. However, it's on the front. I want it to be on the top, so I flip my cube. So yellow and white are still left and right. Okay. So I have got my yellow or white, but the edge has two colors. So a second color is red, so I'm going to bring my corners together as a unit to the front to match the front color. So corners match the front, and it's going in the white direction, which is this way, not this way, because the red and white wants to land somewhere above the red and white corner. So it's going in this direction. So this is my first column, this is my second column, and I begin by moving away from the action. So I go away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. That cube is placed. Looking for another yellow or white, found one. Now I'm not pairing up my edges like most people do, which I have found that pairing up the edges slightly increases your probability of a parity later on. So I don't spend my time looking for where is the piece that goes with it. I just find a piece at random, find a piece that's incorrect. I make the corners match the front. I determine which direction it's going to be, and I throw it in that direction and let them pair themselves up as they come. So away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down, and this cube is placed. So I rotate the cube as much as I want, as long as my yellow and white stay left and right, until I look for another yellow or white. When I find it, I want it to be on top, or I flip it, and then I bring the corners to match the front, determine its direction, away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. And you don't have to remember these two columns move this one. You just have to pick a cube that you want to affect, apply formula B to it, and the cubey tells you which columns you need to do. Bring the corners to match the front. So the column that has the cube is your second column, and where you want it to land is your first column. So top, first, second, out, up, in, up, out, down, in, down, and that is placed. Keeping my cube with the yellow and white left and right, I look for another yellow or white. I find that one, but that has to flip, so I'm going to do this one first. Okay, bring the corners to match the front, determine its direction, and away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. And yes, I could have moved this one at the same time, but which may or may not have saved me 8 moves later on. Yellow and white are left and right. White's on top. Bring the corners to match the front. Determine its direction. Out, up, in, up, out, down, in, down. The first, so looking for more yellow or white. There's some. Flip it so that it's on top. I can treat this as one, since it so conveniently made itself that way. So corners match the front. It's going in the white direction. So up, second up, down, second down. Looking for more, looking for more. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Okay, corners match the front. It's going the yellow direction. So away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Looking for yellow or white. Bring the corners to match the front. Determine its direction. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Looking for more. There's one. And I just keep doing this for as long as there is a piece in the center that wants to move out to the sides. Corners match the front. It's going in this yellow direction. So away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. That is placed. Here's a yellow. I want it to be on top instead of front, so I flip the cube. Bring the corners to match the front. It goes in this direction. Up, up, down, down. And now that's placed correctly. Here's another one. I just use the sticky so that your eyes can follow what my eyes are following. Flip yellow and white are left and right, colors on top, bring the corners to match the front, and determine its direction. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Any more that want to be moved out? And when the answer is no, then you reevaluate the cube and see where you are. So either my edges are going to be correct, or some of them will be misplaced. So I check it out. The white looks happy with the correct to each other, so the whites are done, and the yellows are correct. So when the white and yellow are correct, then you can move on to the next step. But I didn't do that. I'm going to do that on this one too, just to demonstrate. I did this one to show how you're only using one column at a time. Of course, the 3x3, the center, is only one column. Okay, so yellow and white are left and right. Find a piece. Bring the corners to match the front. Determine its direction and move it away. First up, back, second up, away, down, back, second down. Another piece. Corners to match the front. Determine its direction and start with away. Up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Find a piece. On color on top, yellow and white are left and right. Corners match the front. It's going in this direction. So away, up, in, up, and formula B is literally all I'm going to be doing for the rest of the cube. So because there's only two things to remember, you do not only do you not have to memorize dozens to hundreds of algorithms, you have to memorize. You also had to memorize which algorithm does which thing, and which order to do the algorithms, because some algorithms mess up what you've already done. A and B doesn't do that. So yellow and white are left and right. Yellow is on top. Corners match the front. Determine its direction, and then first column, second column. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. That is placed. Looking for more yellow or white. Here's one. Corners match the front. Determine its direction and move it away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. There's a white. Okay. White color on top. Yellow and white are left and right. Corners match the front. Determine its direction and away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down, da-dum, and that's placed. Looking for more, 1 and 2, here's a yellow. Corners to match the front. Determine its direction, move it away, first up, back, second up, away, first down, back, second down. Done. And looking for more yellow or white, here's one. Yellow and white are left and right. Colors on top. Bring the corners to match the front and determine its direction and move away. Up, up, down, down. Any more yellow or white? No. So we assess the cube. Yes, the yellows are all correct to each other. The whites are all correct to each other. So the opposite edges are happy. Opposite edges are done. So once the opposite edges are done, we're going to keep working on edges. The only thing left to do, since edges B moves from the top to the side, we're going to put our white face down and abandon it, ignore it. And so we're going to displace that white is going to, as it comes up, is going to help me remember which columns I was working on so I don't get confused. But we're going to abandon it, but it's still going to help us. So we know we're looking at the sides to see if any of them are correct or not. Well, these ones are not. I can place this this is going to get separated. I'm just not even going to worry about it. So I'm going to pick a piece that's incorrect on my edges, on my opposite edges, my side edges. Find a piece that's incorrect, and I apply formula B to affect this cube, to one of these two pieces to affect this cube. And again, I don't have to remember which is which because the cube tells me what to do. So I move away, first up, back, and my second up is the one I want to affect, that one. So that one. Away, down, back, down. So I have just displaced one of my yellows. And that's okay because as I place the the side edges now, that yellow will eventually come back to the top. And when it does, it'll either come up correctly placed or it'll come up incorrect, opposite where it wants to be, but either way it's going to come to the top. And when it comes to the top, that's when we're going to look. And this piece right here that was here is just going to bippity bop back and forth until that other yellow comes to the top. So I'm not losing anything here. So I'm looking at, I ignore everything but the one piece I'm working on. So that it's the piece on top that's not the top color. So this one, hold the top, rotate the whole cube until the corners match the front. We're ignoring everything at the top, so the corners, by corners we mean the bottom corners here. So corners match the front, and we're going to go into the orange direction, which would be this way, because it wants to, the orange and blue edge wants to land above the orange and blue corner, orange and blue and something corner. So again, formula B. This is top row, this is my first column, this is my second column. And I don't have to memorize that, but I just look at where this cube wants to go. So away up, in up, away down, in down. That is placed. And as promised, we look for a piece on top that does not have our top color. And that's the piece we're going to work next. Bring the corners to match the front. Determine its direction. It's going out this way. So first column, second column. Away up, in up, away down, in down. And formula A and B, formula B especially, does not move anything except for the pieces that you want to move it. So it's not anything that's already placed correctly. It's not going to be affected. All right, our yellow found its way back to the top. So I check, are they correctly placed? No, they're not correctly placed. Well, no, they're not correctly placed. I'm jumping a decision. The yellow came back to the top, so we check the cubes to see if the sides are correct. This one's correct, this one is not. So we're going to continue displacing our yellows until the sides are correct. So we're going to displace this piece. This one's not correct. This is now placed to do that. So I'm going to away up, in up, away down, in down, and I'm going to keep working with the color cube on top that is not the top color. Okay. Corners match the front. It's going in the green direction. So I'm the first column, second column. Away up, back up, away down, back down. Hey, we have someone saying hi. Hi, Bronchi11. Thank you for joining me. You found me. Huzzah! You win the prize. For those of you who have joined me, I've been kind of spacing into my cube. For those of you who's just joined me, I am Sunshine, and I am the creator of the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cube. You can find me on abcube.how, or check out my bio. You can find me. There's a page of for this method on speedsolving.com. I have a YouTube. YouTube is usually mostly just uploads from the Twitch channel, but I also have a playlist specific to solving the cube, which correlates one-to-one with the steps you'll find on my ABCube How page. But be gentle if you go to ABCube How, because it's under construction and I'm trying to make it work better. When I created it, I did not know what I was doing, and so I put each step into a vlog post. And the Wix organizes vlog posts chronologically by the last one you edited. And I don't want that. And so I'm going to be migrating them over into a gallery or album instead, so that they can be organized alphabetically, so you can see the steps as you would on an index page, which will be much more pretty, much more smooth, much more sexy. So it works, but it's like the dancing bear. May not be graceful, but the fact is that it works. Anyway, so you check me out there if you want to. And in the meantime, hi. I'm assuming you're a cuber. Are you a speed cuber, or do you cube just for relaxation and fun, or do you speed try to improve your time? Are you one of those that races the clock and races yourself? Because this is, well, this is a quick summary. I created this method and published it on speedsolving.com in 2020 and on ABCube.how. So this is, I believe it's still the newest original method out there. And what makes this unique, though, is that it works not just on the 3x3. This works identically on every size cube that you have. All you need is Formula A and Formula B. Formula A brings the color to the top. Formula B moves 3 pieces around, and that's all you ever need to do for every cube. Because parodies are a lie, and we don't play with parodies. We just we wave our magic wand and make the parodies go away and dissolve, so we don't have to memorize a parody algorithm or 3 or 4, depending on what the parody looks like. Because parodies are all solved by the exact same way. They are caused by a center being a quarter turn off, and they are solved and they are dissolved by undoing that quarter turn parody, that quarter turn. If you have any questions, stop and interrupt me with questions. Just put them in the chat, and I will answer as soon as I pay attention to the chat. Because I'm one-track mind. That's not true. I have PTSD, so I have a multi-tracked mind. But anyway, so A and B, all you need. This one's done, this one's done. I usually go through steps by step on the weekdays. Like on Mondays I'll do corners, Tuesdays I'll do opposite edges, Wednesdays I'll do side edges. But I got distracted with my minks, so I've been playing with my minks. So I'm behind schedule on solving my cubes. So corners are done, opposite edges are done. Now I'm working on side edges. Then again, they're done the same way. I'm going to start with the 4x4 just because the 3x3 is easier. I'll do the 3x3. So to do the side edges, white goes face down, and we find a piece on an edge piece, the side edge piece that is not correct, and we apply Formula B to displace it to the top so we can work with it. So formula from away up, in, up, away down, in, down. And we're ignoring everything except for the cubes we're working on. So this cube it's on the top yellow layer, but it doesn't have yellow on it. So this is the cube I'm going to place. Let me set my center first, just to save time. Bring the corners to match the front. It's going in the green direction. So 2 columns, top row, 2 columns. The second column is where the cube is. First column is where I want it to be. If I want it to be over here, then this is my first column. If I want it to go over here, then this is my first column. I want this to go in this direction. So away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Find a cube on top that doesn't belong there. Corners match the front, determine its direction. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. And my yellow found its way back to the top. Like I said, when yellow finds its way back to the top, correct or incorrect, we're going to reevaluate. So we look to see if the sides are done. This one is still going to correct, so I'm going to keep working on this one. So one of my incorrect yellows is the one I'm going to displace it with. So up, up, down, down. Look for the piece on top that doesn't belong there. Determine its direction. Corners match the front. Determine its direction. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. And just Formula A, Formula B, over and over and over again, which means you don't have to memorize order of operations on a cube, because what you're doing doesn't misplace anything you've done before. So it's going in this direction, away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. And it found its way to the top again. So we evaluate. Are the corners correct? Yes, the corners are correct. Okay, so these are in the correct place, but they need to be flipped. And we know how to do that with formula B. We know that formula B affects these two cubes, and so I'm going to affect these two cubes. So I'm going to formula B into here. So we go up, up, down, down, and that moved this up here to the back. I'm going to bring it back around to the front, and I'm going to place it correctly. And you can never change just one cube. You always move, it's always moving two. So that flipped these two cubes. Now I'm going to do that again and flip these two cubes. Formula B. Bring it to the front. B again. And set the top. And you're done. So that's that one. And if you do it to this one, then we're going to end up with a cage. You'll still have centers to do, but so we've got working on the opposite edges, are we? Okay, we've done our opposite edges and we're working on the side edges here because this one is there. So I look at, for the cube that's on top, it doesn't belong there, it's this one, and I move the cube so that the corners match the front. It's going into the green direction, so away up in second up, away down in second down. That is placed. I look for the piece on top that does not belong there. Okay, that's the one I'm going to work with. Corners, bring the cube so that the corners match the front. Determine its direction. It's going to land above the green and orange. Will land above the green and orange in something corner. So this is my first column. This is my second column. Up, up, down, down. That is placed. Look for another piece on top that doesn't belong there. Line up the cube so corners match the front. Little triangle is going in the red direction, so I move it away from the red. First up, back, second up, away, down, back, second down. And you notice my whites are there to give me visual clues so I don't lose track of which column I'm working on. Find a piece on top that doesn't belong there. Line up the corners to match the front color. Determine which direction it's going. And away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. That is placed. Bring another piece on top that doesn't belong there. And that's the one we're going to move. Bring the cube, rotate the cube so corners match the front. Determine its direction. It's going in this direction. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Okay. Set the top. You're looking back to the top. Set the top and look. Okay, this ones are done, this ones are done, this ones are done, this ones are done. All of the edges are now correct to themselves and to the corners. So all that's left is to do the centers. And the centers are also done in Formula B, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to do that tomorrow. So come back tomorrow, if you wanna, and I will do the centers tomorrow. Thank you for coming and joining me. Thank you for playing with me today. I just feel like Romper Rib when I do these Twitch girls. So go have a wonderful day. Be nice to yourself. Drink lots of water. And whoops. Clicked something. Oh no. Oh, I did not know that. I just accidentally clicked on a name and I've never done that before. I'm new, okay? I don't know how, I'm old and I don't know technology. It says that I can follow you guys back by clicking. I did not follow. I'm gonna follow all you guys. I'm assuming you have a channel. I don't know what I'm doing. And it's exciting. Follow. 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 I hope you guys have wonderful and exciting channels. I know absolutely nothing about what I'm doing. I know cubes, that's all I know. All right, well, great. And can I click on you too? I can follow you too. Ha ha ha. I'm so easily amused. All right, you guys, go have a wonderful day, and I'll be back here tomorrow. And so bye.